What you want to be?
A vet.
You want to be, girl?
A pediatrician.
You better. You better. You better.
What is up, MedGirl Squad? It's future Dr. Rezi here again for another interview, one of our MedGirl Squad meetups, and I hope everyone had a wonderful day today. And thank you so much for all of you who are watching right now, tuning in for this live. I'm so excited once again to have another girl in medicine who is in physical therapy. So, without further ado, let us welcome. Oh, wait, no. Hi. If you're watching this and you've never seen my face before, you don't know who I am. My name is Orezume Uye, and I'm the author illustrator of a children's book called Girls for Medicine. And this book is meant to encourage kids, especially Black and brown girls, to pursue careers in healthcare. Why? Because representation matters. And back to what I was going to say, I am super excited to welcome my guest for us today, Dr. Mercedes.
Hi.
Woo! Hello.
Hello. Happy to be here.
Yay, I'm so happy to have you. So we're going to go straight into it. And the first question for you today is, what's your name?
My name is Dr. Mercedes.
So nice to meet you. And my next question for you will be, what is a fun fact about you?
A fun fact about me is that I have a pet tortoise, and his name is Toby.
Oh, so that's actually really nice to hear because there was a good moment when I was young that I actually found a turtle in my family's backyard. And I know turtle and tortoise, they're not exactly the same, but I was so excited. I was just amazed by how slow it was going, and it was just so cute. But I brought it to my parents, and they're like, no, take it back. Just no. I was like, but I was gonna name it Swimming, and it's like, nope, take it back. Take it back. To this day, I still think it's because I was gonna name it a really weird name, or I just didn't really sell the turtle thing. But anyways, I'm just excited. Toby, that's the name?
Yes, Toby the turtle.
Oh, it's so cute.
Never too late to get a turtle.
This is true.
Dream big.
Yes. I feel empowered. Thank you. Next question. Favorite food of all time?
Yeah, so I'm Argentinian, and my favorite food are empanadas, the ones that my mom make. I could have those every day of the year.
Wait, so what is that made of?
Yeah, so it's kind of like, a dumpling, right? It's like a type of dumpling, but it's like larger, and it has like meat and eggs and other vegetables inside.
Oh, that sounds yummy. I'm really hungry right now, actually.
Go get an
Uh,
empanada.
yeah. So, Dr. Mercedes, I do want them to get to know you a little bit more. So, if you would like to introduce yourself a little bit further, just where you come from and everything. I know you kind of started off the right way by mentioning your fun fact about you being the fact that you have a tortoise. I can't pronounce today. I'm sorry, y'all. I just finished class. Go on ahead.
Yeah, so I'm Mercedes. I am a physical therapist. I'm a pediatric physical therapist. So I work with babies, I work with little kids, and I absolutely love what I do. I'm also an immigrant from Argentina. I came to this country when I was 7 years old. My parents had big dreams for my family and I, and so yeah, I am one of the first people in my even my extended family to graduate college and become a doctor. I'm the first one, so it's a huge privilege,
Woo!
and I want to inspire you guys to become doctors yourselves.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. I'm so glad I remembered to ask you that. I'm so sorry. I should have asked that after you mentioned your
Oh, you're
name.
good.
Um, okay. Well, thank you for that. So, what do you like to do for fun?
So for fun, I'm a very laid back person. I like to knit. I like to embroider. So that means like decorating something with like a needle and a thread. And I like to listen to audiobooks.
Ooh, I want to get into listening to audiobooks and stuff. I think it's just funny. Some people think, oh, audiobooks is not the same thing as reading a book.
Yeah, it's like
Right?
reading on the go, reading in the car,
Right.
reading while, you make a meal.
Yeah. Yeah. I just thought it was funny because it's you're still reading a book somehow, some way,
Yeah.
right? Like even as I'm reading a book, like I hear myself reading the words. So it's
Yeah.
almost as if like my mind is providing me an audiobook, if that makes sense. And stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought it was interesting. Some people would say that's not the same thing as reading a regular book. Um, but anyways, as a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I wanted to be an artist. So I was into all like you. I watch your videos. I love doing crafts. I even like knitted back then. I painted, I drew. I also, fun fact, I wanted to be a comedian. I don't think I'm that funny, but back then I had a lot of confidence.
Now, now that you said that, you have to give us a joke.
Oh, I really
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, I think now I was pretty sure before, but I'm confident now that you are super cool to me. Just because you said you wanted to be an artist, you still can. You still can.
Yeah.
Please join us. It's a fun club. So yeah, then the next question is going to go straight into just what do you do for a living? And so the first question will be, what kind of healthcare professional are you?
So I am a pediatric, which means it's for kids, a physical therapist. So physical therapists are experts in helping people move better and the way that they want to be and achieve goals in movement. So for kids, especially babies, the kind of population I work with the most, it's like learning how to roll, how to crawl on hands and knees. If you have a little brother or sister or a little cousin, you can see, taking their first steps, learning how to walk. And I really work hard with the family to help them achieve those goals.
Yeah, that and that was gonna you answered my next question as like what do you do on a daily basis? But is there anything else that you wanted to share about what that looks like for you?
Yeah, so the career in physical therapy, not just pediatrics, it's very expansive. So for me, I work in people's houses. So I drive from house to house, from family to family, and I work with the children there. I also work in various schools, elementary schools, middle schools, even high schools, to work with the students there. Some of the things we work on is going up and down the stairs, opening and closing doors, being able to participate in gym class with the rest of their classmates. It's just every day is different. And that's what's so wonderful about physical therapy.
Yeah, I for school, I had the really cool opportunity to learn more about physical therapists. And so I went to the hospital and just watched what physical therapists do. And I also had the wonderful pleasure of working with physical therapist that cared for kids, so the pediatric physical therapist. And it's just there's so many things that I guess it's the patients and their age groups. It
Mhm.
varies on like what you find yourself doing because
Yes.
um when I was watching the pediatric physical therapist, they were doing a lot of playground work, playing games with the kids, and then for the adults it's totally different. I was just like, man, pediatrics seems to be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just amazing how you all manage to help someone get back to doing their everyday things that involves moving their body. And sometimes they may not always get back to how they used to be, but in a way you help them be better than before, if that makes sense. I think
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Mhm. Yeah, you really thank you for emphasizing that because um it's all about, it's not what I want the patient to achieve, it's about what they personally want to achieve. So if where they are and they're happy with how they're doing, how they're performing, and that makes me happy. So it's really all about them.
Yeah. And it was really cool to see how it was specific to personable to each person, right?
Yes.
Everyone has their own particular goals, and you did everything that you could to help them achieve that goal or the goals that they set out. And I just think that's amazing. And I'm sure a lot of the kids that could be watching this will just be wondering, oh, wow, so what do if there's someone who wants to become a physical therapist like you, I'm sure they're wondering like, how do I become a physical therapist? And then even that, how do I become a pediatric physical therapist, like a physical therapist that cares for kids and teens and all of that? So how does that work?
Yeah, so once you graduate high school, you go to college and you take a lot of science courses and courses of anatomy. So, like learning the different muscles of the human body was very important as for a physical therapist to know that. And then after you finish college, which is about 4 years, you go to a graduate school, which is similar to college, but it's just going to be specific to learning about what physical therapists need to learn. And that's
Mhm.
going to be about 3 years. So after high school is a total of about 7 years of more studying, but it is all worth it. In terms of becoming a pediatric physical therapist, um, that we don't you don't need to have a specialty within school. It's not extra years. You simply get to choose the job that you want. So once you become a physical therapist and you finish with school, you have the liberty to do absolutely anything you want. So if you want to work with athletes, you can do that right out of school. If you want to work with older adults, you can do that. Pediatrics, you can do that. It's a very diverse profession.
Yeah, so thank you so much for explaining that. So kids, I'm so sorry. You need to keep going to school if you want to become a physical therapist. And one thing I would say is just, yes, it may seem like it's a long time that you're getting from elementary school, then middle school, then high school, then college, then
Yeah.
PT school. It's just school never ends. But I think that's why it's so important to do what you love and do something that you're passionate about that you can just like spend every day doing, and it just makes you smile or you just look forward to seeing what you can do in that job. So that's why it's so important to know what you want to do, because the time will go by fast, and the cool thing is you'll be with other people who are just as passionate, as excited,
Yes.
as you are for becoming a physical therapist or any other healthcare professional. So, yes, it takes a long time also because you are learning about how to care for other people. And everyone is different and they're going to come in for different things. And you want to be
Mhm.
an expert in whatever that could be for them, or at least do your best to be an expert. But the good thing is you're not alone, and there's other people you can count on to help you figure out what's going on with that patient. But yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much for explaining the whole timeline to get from elementary school to PT. So yeah, but this is the next question is one of my favorite questions. If you could pick one superpower that's specific to your job, what would it be?
I would say just have the instant ability to just make a kid smile. Um,
Aw.
because sometimes, it's like little babies, maybe, they're a little hungry or they didn't nap that day. And I wish I could just say something and then right away their eyes will light up. And that will be very useful for my job, just for them to be happy at all times so we can, work on what we need to work on.
Yeah, that's so sweet. For me, I'm just like teleportation. Like I want to go from A to B without having to drive or fly
Oh,
or
that's a good
get
one.
on a
Should have
boat.
put that. Not
If I'm
bad.
late, then that's a problem because I have no reason to be late if I have such a superpower. But then the other one is, oh, I want to heal people. Meh. Of course, I want to heal people. But teleportation would be really, really nice. But yours is so sweet, and I'm just like, oh, I want that too. That's a good one. um, okay, so what do you think? So basically, in my children's book, I talk about important traits in a future healthcare professional. So just so that kids can know that there's just so much more to them than loving science or being smart. There's just so much more that you need to have in you to be not just a great healthcare professional, but an amazing one, an excellent one. So what traits do you think are important in any healthcare professional?
Yes. Before I really get into that, I really want to talk about, some kids may feel that they're not smart enough, right? You see this long journey down the road. Just to let you guys know, I wasn't always like the top student in my class. I didn't always get A's. But I worked really, really hard to get where I am today. So don't feel that you cannot do this. You can do anything you want if you really want and you dream big. Okay?
Mhm. Speak
But
on it.
but a trait that is really important, especially within my personal career, is just to make things fun and make things um, have your exercises or the things, the activity that you want to do with your patient, with the kid, to be something that they want to do, that they like to do. Because if I'm not having a fun time, they're not having a fun time. And if they're not having a fun time, I'm not having a fun time either. And you want to go to work every day, you're going to do the same thing every day. You might as well have a great time doing it. So just being a fun person and using that creativity to come up with different games, different activities, make every day different is a really good trait to have.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot that that's such an important trait too. Um, just because it's not always going to be fun for your patient, for example, and they might even just be looking to you to brighten up their day or just,
Yeah.
make them feel encouraged that there's someone just
Mhm.
ready to just get through this day with them and be present with them and entertain them and maybe like drive them crazy with like terrible jokes and everything, but at least you
Yeah.
you you kept their attention. Yeah, I think that's such an important trait to have. And also a lot of other women in medicine who've been so kind enough to join this channel by being interviewed, they would talk about being caring or being kind or being compassionate, big word right there, or just being a good listener.
Yeah.
But I think overall, a lot of them would talk about how it's important to be kind, because that's just what people need when they're not at their best and they're coming to you not at their best. Um, and they're hoping that you can get them through this tough part of their life or difficult part in their life. So thank you so much for sharing that tr- that important trait. That's actually pretty important, and I think that's important to me as well. I at least want to entertain my future patients, and I'm actually
Yes.
interested in pediatrics too. So I really want to work with kids, and I love that they'll allow me to be as silly as possible, as silly as they'll allow me to
That's
be.
hard.
But my next question is one of my favorite questions, and it's actually the last question. So, if there's a girl who's watching this and they look like you, and they may not have they may never have met someone who's a PT or any healthcare professional that looks like them, but they want to go into medicine. What advice would you give a little girl who looks like you and they want to be a girl for medicine too?
Yeah, so my biggest advice would be so multiple of things, but listen to your teachers,
Mhm.
listen to your guardians, be a good citizen, be respectful, and be kind to others. If you're in class and there's someone that's in need, be that helper, because medicine is a lot about helping people and really pouring your heart out to people. Be that, sunshine in the room. The person that can lift someone up is really important. And, in school, you may see people who are different in the way that they look, speak, act, but everybody deserves our respect and our friendship.
Yes. Yes to all of that. So, so important. And I think also it's just really, really important for girls to know that it's okay to ask a lot of questions. It's okay to be, the line leader in your class all the time, because those things will actually be very helpful to you when you
Yes.
become a future leader, because that's what a healthcare professional is. We are leaders, and we
Mhm.
have to ask a lot of questions. That's part of the job, asking questions for the sake of your understanding of a patient's condition, for the sake of your patient knowing what's going on, and just for you to open your mind to all the things that could be affecting your patient. And by patient, I'm talking about the person who is not feeling well, who's feeling sick, and you're the one that's caring for them in the healthcare field, in the hospital or the clinic. And so I would like to also tell little girls out there, just you should be yourself. Be yourself no matter what,
Yeah.
because there's room for you in this field. And all those little girls who look like us, there is definitely, definitely, definitely room for
You are.
you. You are so needed and you have no idea. And that's why this channel exists, for you and every other kid out there who would love to learn more about different jobs in medicine. So that was the last question. And I just want to thank you so much for answering these questions and allowing me to get to know you as well. Everything that you said, I completely, completely agree. And is there one last thing that you would like to tell the kids that will be watching this? Any last minute advice or words of encouragement?
You can do it. Keep trying. Work hard in school. Even if you're not that A student, really work hard at everything you do. Put your heart and you will achieve the dreams that you want.
Woo! Yes. Thank you so much for that word of encouragement. It was a good reminder for me too. Because it's not easy all the time, but just hearing these things is definitely encouraging. And thank you so much, Dr. Mercedes, for just blessing us by your presence and allowing us to interview you tonight. But yeah, so I want to thank everyone who will be watching this video, who's currently watching it right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you would like to continue following up on future videos like this, where I'm interviewing amazing women in medicine who are considered to be underrepresented in medicine, please, 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 please like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and make sure you turn on your notifications so you'll be the first one to know when a new video is available. And also, if you would like to learn more about what started this channel to begin with, my children's book, Girls for Medicine, you should go to girlsformedicine.com where you can get your own copy of this amazing children's book. I am very excited because my book's launch day was last week on National STEM Day, and I'm now in the process of getting this book out there in the world. And yeah, so if you would like one, please go to girlsformedicine.com. I'm also on social media. Please follow us at Girls for Medicine, and I'm also on TikTok. I do a little TikTok here and there. I'm not the best at it, but I'm working on it. But if you can also follow us on Facebook too, Girls for Medicine. There's a pattern, Girls for Medicine, just straight up. But yeah, and Dr. Mercedes, how is there a place where people can follow you?
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at the PT Advocate.
The PT Advocate. Gotcha. Let me put that in for everyone to see. At the PT Advocate.
Yep.
Woo! Woohoo! Please follow her there. And Dr. Mercedes, once again, thank you so much for your time with us today. But yeah, I hope everyone have a wonderful day. And pause, Dr. Mercedes, there's one last thing we have to do.
What is it?
We have to do the famous MedGirl Squad chant.
I'm ready.
Okay. I'm going to warm up my throat. Ooh, and it goes like this. You can go right after me. You gotta say it with your chest, or it's not gonna give the feeling like, okay, I'm sure you're ready. MedGirl Squad!
MedGirl Squad!
That was not what I was expecting. Dr. Mercedes, you were supposed to be like, MedGirl Squad! But that was amazing. Thank you. But yeah, everyone, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.